Now, a lot of you will know, maybe know, that Eamonn started his new job this week, and because of that, he's obviously been giving a lot of interviews like you do, and people have asked about his health because he's had a really rough year this year, bulging discs in his back, he hasn't been able to walk properly.
Bad pain, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it's transferred down his leg and he's really finding it hard to walk, sciatic nerve. So it's been really difficult. So, and he said in this interview, which actually made me feel a bit sad, he said, I think my family are fed up with me now. And he said the kids are a bit embarrassed about how I move around or don't move around, and Ruth's getting a bit fed up with me. And I thought, well, I am and I'm not. Do you know what I mean? It's human. You can't help but when you're helping somebody all the time and they're very incapacitated, it's hard to be Florence Nightingale all the time and not sometimes roll your eyes or you know. And it did make me think, though, reading the interview, you know, it's very difficult, isn't it, when somebody has any kind of chronic condition which impacts their mobility or things, it impacts everybody in the family, the people around you. All of your lives slightly change because you have to...
But you also handle things differently, don't you?
What are you trying to say, Cole?
I'm
I can
sorry,
tell
Eamonn. You're being looked after by Nurse Ratchet, I know, I get it.
He calls me Nurse Ratchet.
Just see.
But the thing is, Ruth, I mean, I've been through a little bit of what you're talking about with Stephen. My husband's had a few issues over the last couple of years. And so it's inevitable in a way, A, as you get a tad older, B, that something will go wrong. And the relationship, I think, has to alter because you have to become a part-time carer sometimes. And I know from your point of view as well that you have to do all the driving now, and so do I. And I don't mind, I love driving actually, but sometimes you're in the middle of something and maybe Stephen will say, oh, I need to go up to such and such a place or whatever. And there's just that, for a minute, a second even, there's that little bit of, oh, I'm in the middle of doing something, I'll go later.
Yeah.
But I think, in my opinion, because I've known Eamonn a very long time, he's a typical macho, gorgeous Irishman, and he has great pride in himself, as I hope we all do when we have pain and my knee is sort of slow going up the stairs. But I just think that Eamonn doesn't like to be seen in such pain or using his stick or hobbling around.
But I think you feel that maybe you're a bit of an inconvenience, Brenda, or a burden. You know, a lot of people say, I don't want to be a burden on anybody.
Yeah, I totally relate to that, because when I had my mastectomy operation and everything that was going on with my operation for my stomach, my daughter, she naturally just started looking after me. I didn't ask her, but...
And how old would she have been?
She was 22 then, and, you know, she's young, she does whatever but she literally stayed to me and helped me out all the way, and I felt like I was a burden. So I know what you're saying when you say, you know, Eamonn might think that you're a bit fed up. I think it is more a case of he's not fed up, but he's probably feeling frustrated. I was frustrated that I couldn't do anything, being as independent as I am. I couldn't even move to go to the toilet.
I think it's hard, actually, when you're the patient, really, because you kind of know, don't you? No, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. Yeah. And then you've got someone going, I will do it.
Well, I can tell when Eamonn's not fine. So it might be something really small, like he might just drop his glasses or something, and I see it, you know, I might be in the kitchen, I see it out of the corner of my eye, and I see him trying. He's like, oh, God, you know, so I then rush over, and then he's obviously thinking, oh, now I've interrupted her. And he goes, it's all right, I'm fine. I go, no, it's fine, I'll do it. Yeah. And I've done it. And then I think he thinks, oh, she's annoyed, she's had to run over. So it's a very...
Which sometimes you are.
Which sometimes I am, yeah.
I think you have to remember as well, I often think about this, I think, well, I could be helping Steve. I mean, he is very able and he helps me, but I think it could be me next week. Yeah. You know, that's the other thing to bear in mind, because, yes, sometimes, you know, being a carer is hard and within your relationship, but I also think you have to bear it in mind, well, it could be me next week who needs a bit of help. Yeah. So it's also, when you get into a nurse's uniform, think of that.
Yeah, no, it does, and that happened with Eamonn.
Can I be your carer?
I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her.
I'd be going, no, what, you want this drink?
Tea, please?
Want this drink? You're not with chips.
I tell you what, and I'll go... Well, if you be Ruth's carer, I'll go be Eamonn's carer. How about that?
Yeah, I've watched too much Misery.
Yeah, I think, actually... Well, I know with your sister, her family, and her daughter was young, wasn't she? You know, her husband became her carer, a young man.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. You know, you all did. My sister now, so Steve became Bernie's carer at the end, and like my sister now who lives with my auntie, who's the last kind of living relatives of that. You know, she's my mum's sister, and she's our last... She's like, we call her the Dawn of the family. And she's taken a turn for the worse, and now Anne's become her carer, because... You just do, you know, when it's people you love, you just do. And
yes, when you love people, you want to do it anyway, don't you?
Them,
even though it gets a bit irritating sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, darling, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be irritated. I do care in my way. I'm just not...
Just not a great way.
Not...
You're a fun one to talk about care. She can't talk about care.
You know me, I'm not kind of soppy. I'm a get on and do it
you are.
kind of...
You are a bit,
You know. And I think he needs the more caring...
Irish mammy.
The Irish mammy.
What changes as well is the pace of your life changes a bit because you can't maybe have the holidays that you used to have. And I know, Ruth, how you love climbing mountains.
Always.
All of
you
that,
know me.
I know.
Up
But,
a mountain, drop of a hat.
Life changes a bit, so it's just...
It does. It's inevitable. But listen, to anybody, I mean, there are thousands upon thousands of carers who do this every single day.
Amazing.
You know, we absolutely respect you. My mum did it with my dad with Alzheimer's for 10, 11 years. So, you know, I know many of you are watching will be carers yourselves. We don't wish to be flippant about it at all.
No.
We respect you hugely and we hope you're OK.